What's up, YouTube? It's Fitzbro, and we have the patch notes for Age of Empires 4 official Season 1. It's just dropped now today, Wednesday, April the 6th, and we are going to go through it for the very first time together. I'll give you my thoughts, and as always, I'll be looking to see what your thoughts are. Leave them down in the comments below, and I hope you're hyped about Season 1. Let's see what we got. We're thrilled to officially welcome to Age of Empires 4 Season 1 Festival of Ages, first major update of 2022. It's launching tomorrow morning. That is Thursday morning, Pacific time. It doesn't say exactly when. The Thursday morning Pacific time. Okay, April 7th. Check social channels for exact timing. Okay, so there you have it. Be offering something for everyone, whether it's for competitive player, campaign enthusiast, or you're just eager to get onto the content editor beta. Now, we already know a lot to what to expect in this patch, right? Because there's been a lot of these previews that have been going on, but I'm sure we'll unpack something new here for sure. Let's dive right down into it. Learnings from public previews. So this is the pup build. You've seen me stream some of it. You've seen some of it on YouTube. Wanted to extend a quick thank you to those of you who joined in the 1v1 ranked season preview and public update preview. That's what PUP means, by the way, for those of you who've been wondering. Not only did you arm us with knowledge we'll continue to apply in the future, but helped us properly ready up for Season 1 update. With a close look, you'll likely notice a number of changes made since these previews. This is what I thought might happen, but we wanted to call out a few. Okay, ranked seasons tier terminology and artwork more closely align. Number of weapons present on each badge matching the tier. In the image below, we're showing the badges for tier 3, such as gold 3. Gotcha. So the tier will match the number of weapons on the badge. So I'm assuming like the tier 1 will have 1 weapon. Okay, makes sense. Balance changes with PUP feedback in mind. Stonewall Tower cost increased from 200 to 300 stone. So Stonewall Towers are going to be more expensive. They keep moving these further and further back. As you know, it's been banned in some of the tournaments to build this even at all. So that's going to be a big change. The herbal medicine technology moved from the Dark Age to the Castle Age. So that's for the Delhi Sultanate. That's going to be a change for herbal medicine. Now it's still going to be available, but not until the Castle Age. So Delhi and feudal won't be as terrible to go up against. China's imperial official train time reduced. So China buffed from 30 to 20 seconds. So this is reverting the change from the original PUP release note. So I guess that means no change there. The Delhi Sultan Abbasid orchard bonus reduced. So that berry bonus that we know of, 250 down to plus 100 food. All you berry lovers out there are going to be sad about that. But these civs have been very strong in the current meta. So I have no fear. I think this will be a little bit of a hit to Delhi and Abbasid, but I'm sure they'll still be okay. So just plus 100 food when you build that mill now on each of those berry bushes. Rus Banded Arms bonus range decreased from plus 1.5 to 0.5. Okay, so those are some of the balance changes were made with PUP feedback. Participants also caught a few number of bugs we were able to fix before the release. Good to hear. Attempting to observe a mod game when you do not have the same mods enables no longer will crash. Okay, so you only experience that if you played the PUP. Allow for easier sheep selection. Oh my gosh, you've seen me call this out on stream. That's a huge thing. So it's gonna be easier to click sheep. I like clipping sheep. I like eating sheep. That'd be a good thing. Selection tool should now prioritize siege unit selection over building selection when it overlaps. Fix the issue with the PUP build where custom games that required mods sometimes did not show up as modded in the browser. Sure, the PUP where infantry could occasionally sneak through palisade walls near bastions. I didn't even know you could do that, but I'm glad they fixed that. Now, new highlights and features. Okay, introducing the Age of Empires 4 Content Editor Beta. With this powerful tool, you're invited to embrace and create your own ideas within the game and share them with the wider community. They talk more about this below. And while we're on the topic of the Content Editor Beta, in the description, you'll see a link to my Discord. I have a dedicated channel for modding where you could talk about the content editor, any tuning packs, anything you're doing around the content editor. Got a whole channel dedicated to it. So I encourage you to join me there in the Discord for that. Our first ever ranked season starts next week. So this will not be starting with the launch of this patch tomorrow. It doesn't start till April the 13th. And I have sad news for you. I'm going to be on vacation then. So you won't hear from me until after rank kind of gets its little feet off the ground. So let you guys get the cobwebs off for ranked, and then I'll be ready to get up there. Based on your feedback, we've implemented the global build queue. So we knew this was coming. Good to see global build queue. Select the buildings, the units, or upgrade is within queuing. So there's some options with the global build queue. I'm not going to go through that in detail there. I'll let you check that out. These notes will be in the description. We know we'll be looking for improved hotkeys, and while we still have some work underway and planned for the future, Season 1 includes a number of exciting changes. Okay, you can bound my mouse hotkeys. This is big for me. I've already experienced this in the pup. It's great. I love it. Wish it was there for launch. Glad it's going to be there now. You can toggle on or off control group exclusivity. That means for those of you that are annoyed when like you have a unit selected and then you in a control group and you put another control group and next thing you know he's in 2 control groups, that won't be a problem. If you turn on control group exclusivity, he can only be in 1 control group. You'll also be able to bind other commands to the Alt and Shift keys. Okay. Global hotkeys enable you to cycle or select all buildings of a specific type, cancel items and production queues, save camera locations, and much more. That could be huge if you could jump to a camera location. Additional categories have been added to the hotkey menu to improve navigation. So overall, this all sounds great, assuming it works as described. Excited about that. It's now possible to navigate on the map after being eliminated. You know, like in every other RTS, how you can look at the map after the game. That is now going to be a feature in Age of Empires 4 a few months after release. Glad to hear it. Excited about it, but not going to give you too much props for that, right? This was expected. Introducing the patrol move in game. So those of you who like patrol move, you've seen this in other Age games, other RTSs. You can now do a patrol moves for your enemies, and they'll attack enemies they see. So a nice little patrol. That'll be interesting to see. You can now use random civ, another feature that should have been there out of the box. Creating a random function is not something that complicated, but we're going to have it now. You'll see me playing random civ Monday. I used to do this with Age of Empires 3 every Monday. I'll be playing random civs on the ladder, so make sure you tune into those streams over on Twitch. Unveiling a brand new Art of War challenge with advanced combat. So who knows what that is, but for those of you who like going through those Art of Wars, you got advanced combat now. Who designed this? I'm only going to like this if this was designed by like a top 10 player, right? Advanced combat. Okay. Okay, a queued... Uh-oh. Ooh, I don't know if this is good or bad news for me. A queue dodging cooldown system has been added that applies a 5, 15, 30, and 60-minute lockout to queue, quick match, and ranked queues. The cooldown escalates for each queue dodge performed following the first. Okay, so this is going to be, for those of you that have been dodging maps, no more. You're not going to be able to do it for much longer. Let's hope there's an improvement to the maps, though, or you might see me take that 60-minute timeout and go play squad. Queue dodging behavior has affected quick match for some time. A long-term solution is not ready to share yet. You can assume that probably means like some kind of map voting or veto system, I hope. This cooldown system will help queues move along more quickly. Continue to monitor feedback. Okay, there you go. If you hate queue dodging, you're going to love this. Just hope the maps are good. We've made some improvements to the layout of the China Dynasty UI. Oh, look at that. So they put it in the middle of the screen with a little button here, it looks like. Chinese characters associated with the dynasty. Oh, look at that. So they're showing characters. Cool. Okay, so I have to see how that looks when we get our hands on it. Based on player feedback and data, we've made difficulty tuning to 6 campaign missions. Okay, if you've played through the campaign, make sure you holler down in the comments. Let me know what you think about this. Adjustments were made to reduce the number of enemy units. In addition, small changes to make the missions easier, in some cases shorter. Read below for more details. Okay, so here's those campaign missions if you're into the campaign. Mods, in-house mods. So they've created several like out-of-the-box mods. That's what we're going to see here. So let's see what they are. Royal Rumble is a game mode. So this is basically like Regicide from Age of Empires 2, right? You have a king, you got to defend it. You lose the king, you're out. Okay, so that's that game mode. Tombolos is a map. Oh, by the way, I went through all of these crafted. One of my previous videos on the channel. I'll leave the link somewhere below in the description. I went through every one of these maps in detail. So if you want to see a first look at what these maps look like, you can check it out there. I actually posted it to Reddit, but the moderators on Reddit deleted my post. So check it out. But I go through all of these new maps. There's all these generated maps that they have done. Tuning pack, we've got thick woods. That's a lot of wood. Double villagers, peasants are revolting, and dire wolves, giant wolves. So you guys are going to have a ball with this content editor. I know. Again, come chat about it in the Discord. I did drop the initial tutorials for the content editor in that Discord channel at the top, so check that out. Mod bug fixes. You guys haven't even done modding yet, so I don't need to go into all the mod bug fixes. Balance update goals. Okay, so these are goals. Tighten win rates in preparation for ranked seasons. Encourage earlier conflict on the map with deer patches. Improve the feel of moving naval units and increase strategic options through more effective retreats. Increase risk and counterplay when constructing buildings near the enemy forces. To be continued. Ensure Civ unique units stand out instead of being niche counters. Make dynasty bonuses more useful for the period in game which they are unlocked. Create more compelling decisions around picking landmarks. Okay, all civilizations. So this would be effects changes that are going to change for all the civilizations. Core units. So these all say field construction. Field construction means when your military are constructing the siege unit. So Abbasid can do this. Mongols can do this. Well, they have improved rather, but all the civs, they can build rams, etc. Build team of Springald. Build time increased from 30 to 80 seconds. That's a lot of time. Mangonel, 40 to 80 seconds. And Traction Trebuchet, 35 to 80. So a huge nerf to that build time for those field constructions. Siege weapons are frequently built by many infantry at the same time. Want to add more time here to give opponents an adequate chance to counter it. So be a little more careful if you're building siege out in the field. Scout hunting bow reload time reduced from 2 to 1 second. That's probably a buff to Rus, I would imagine. You can now shoot faster, it sounds like. Okay, scout melee weapon cooldown reduced from 4 to 2 seconds. So he can attack faster, but his damage. So the scout's going to be able to attack faster, but with less damage. I'm a little nervous about that because as we know right now, if a scout smacks a villager, it stops working. So if it's attacking faster now, and you run that over and start hitting villagers that are trying to age up early on in the game, this could be a huge issue. We found attack times to feel long and unresponsive. Boy, oh boy, I'm nervous about this. I hope something's going to change. I hope this isn't what I'm thinking it is. Maybe they've also changed that part of it, but this could be a huge problem for the ladder. We all know what animation cancel is like. Let me know what you think about this change specifically down below. Okay, economy. Villager hunted meat carry capacity increased from 10 to 25. So, man, that's going to be a buff to hunting. It can carry way more. Holy cow. Survival techniques hunted meat carry capacity bonus removed. So that's no longer going to change how much your villager holds. Okay. Harvest rates increased survival techniques. Okay, so it looks like the harvest rate is going to go up, but the capacity is not going to be dependent on that upgrade. Research time for survival techniques reduced from 75 to 45 seconds. So they want you to actually get the survival techniques earlier on, it sounds like. Yeah, that's what they say. Earlier deer play. That sounds fun. Sounds cool to me. Improve the responsiveness of small and medium ships. Airships can no longer fire while moving. That is a big change to water combat. Naval combat can't move and shoot. Does that include the Hulk? Because it's technically not an aero ship. Uh-oh. Engaging navals was very swingy once they started losing. So hoping to see more tactical poke and retreat. I wonder if this actually affects the Hulk, though. I guess you still got to spin. I don't know. Extended lines research time reduced. So they're encouraging you to get these fishing upgrades for both of these. Drift nets, too. Yeah, I choose between economic techs. That took so long. So there you go. Going to get it a lot faster. I'm assuming that applies to Delhi as well, because Delhi couldn't even boost the time for their fishing. Galley population reduced. Junk population reduced. Gallia's population reduced. So big changes to water here. Attack ship ranged armor reduced by 1, except for the French Hulk. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Bagla Springhold weapon damage increased from 50 to 70. Long live the Bagla. Here we go. Bagla attack speeds reduced from 3.25 to 3.75 seconds. From 3.25. Okay. Note, help Bagla's ability to take out enemy structures is also a net increase Bagla DPS to account for the lack of the swivel ballista technology. Okay. Boy, if you're an Abbasid lover, you're gonna enjoy that, right, Delhi? Warship formation spacing reduced. The Balchuan weapon range reduced from 98 tiles. Let's go. We want to give land units and defenses more opportunity to return fire. It's not satisfying for boat to outrange your defenses and kill them without taking any advantage. Having both sides take some damage creates a more interesting back and forth dynamic. I agree with that 100%. Naval Navigator no longer gives +1 weapon range. Increased sight range improvement from 1 to 4. Okay, so less range for naval units there. Probably more to go with what they said before. Okay. Update the selection area for fishing deposits to match the visual. Yeah, sometimes it's like hard to click the fish, so this will help with that. Galley Dow and Junk help text updated to specifically indicate they benefit from ranged damage blacksmith technology. That's funny they say that, because that's one of the first videos I made for AoE 4 back during the beta, was a video going over the fact that, hey, you get your naval upgrades actually at the blacksmith, even though it doesn't strictly tell you that's where it's being upgraded. Rams can no longer target naval units. Boo! I'd love hitting a boat with the ram at a water crossing. While this is a bug fix, received player feedback about how it added a fun dynamic to the ground. We'll look into readjusting it in the future. Aw, I like this one. Sad that that's gone. Buildings under construction receive 50% more damage. So this is what they said earlier. So this is going to impact tower rushes a lot. If you're building that tower and it gets attacked, 50% more damage. Same thing for just dropping a keep in the middle of someone's base. Players were dropping buildings in the middle of battles, and there wasn't any way to stop it. Guilty. We've added this damage penalty to in progress buildings to add more risk and counterplay. So building that stuff out on the front line, you better be ready to protect it. It's going to be harder. Keep time. Build time increased 20 seconds. Stonewall Tower build time increased 60 to 90 seconds. Stonewall Tower cost increased 200 to 300. So all of that aimed at making it harder to build walls and towers quickly. And keeps, I guess. Yeah, there you go. Feudal Age Stonewall Tower rushes is difficult enough. Still doesn't deal with the fact that you can't, like, once you set that foundation, doesn't matter if you finish building it, right? You still can't go through it. So I don't know how it really addresses that problem. I guess it's more expensive, so that will help address the problem. Boiling oil increased from 250 gold, 100 stone, 500 gold, 200 stone. That is a very good tech, so that makes sense to me. It's very, very powerful. Okay, so more strategic. Also, the increased time is the research time is increased. I don't know. It's more expensive and slower to research. That's gonna be a little bit harder to get. Okay, siege changes. Greased axle movement speed bonus reduced 20 to 15. So even slower is movement speed for siege. Geometry removed from the university to the siege workshop. Okay, so it's gonna make it easier to get geometry. You don't have to rely on the university, or you have to idle that siege workshop. However you look at it. Resource cost reduced for geometry. Yeah, this was really expensive. This actually is gonna be a lot easier to get this. Like 100 wood, 205 gold. A geometry only affects 2 units that only damage buildings. You found this steep cost wasn't justified. So there you go. A little change to geometry. Siege Works moved from Siege Workshop to the university. Removed the Chinese astronomical clock tower. Oh, removed from it. I was like, what? They removed the clock tower. Siege Works resource cost increased. Okay. Mongol improved version cost increased. Siege Works research time increased. So they nerfed Siege Works quite a bit. University holds powerful techs that affect entire classes of units. It was a much better fit for this tech. There you go. Okay, so they said it's too powerful. It's going to the university, not the Siege Workshop. Okay, Tooth Barns now correctly provides 30 stone per minute instead of 15. Repairability now shows the correct requirement when attempting to use it on an enemy player. What? Repairability shows the correct hands when attempting to use it on an enemy player. Repair ability. When are you trying to repair an enemy player? I don't know exactly what that means. Let me know in the comment if you know what that means. Maybe that's a typo. Fixed a bug where some units were leaving a visible ghost upon entering Fog of War. Oh, I've seen that before. As if they were buildings. Units affected by this bug, yeah, were a lot of the siege units. Okay, so there you go. No more ghosts. Okay, balance change. Abbasid Dynasty's up first. Boy, oh boy, I'm looking forward to some Abbasid buffs. Woo! But I don't know. They've been really powerful. I'm not sure if they'll get them all. Let's see. Orchard bonus reduced. Okay, we knew that was happening. Berry nerf. What does that say? They wanted to move out on the map. Okay, Camel Archer move speed increased from 6.5 to 6.75. Super speedy Camel Archers now. Oh boy, spam those camels in the chat when we get live on Twitch. Holy cow. Camel Archer bonus damage for a Spearman reduced. So they've mentioned this in previous pup notes, right? They're trying to make the Camel Archer more of a generalist, which I think is going to be a huge buff to the Camel Archer. So it's not just good against the Spearman. And they changed the damage across the ages. Camel Rider changes. Cavalry, so again, bonus damage versus cavalry is reduced, but I think it's all around having increased damage just overall. That's what they're doing. Make them more useful overall instead of niche units. And Camel Archers, boy, those things are going to be freaking fast and high damage. These could be, honestly, Camel Archers could be the next most OP unit in the game. Could see them being crazy. You heard it here first. Mark my words. Clip it. Okay, Camel Barding now only affects Camel Riders. No longer affects the Camel Archer. I never got that tech that much, but okay. But I think they're changing the tech, so maybe I will now. Moved from the blacksmith to the stables. Well, that'll help with that. Yeah, I usually am like getting other things in my blacksmith. And it's getting... Oh boy, that's a huge cost decrease. Look at that. Reduced time, 90 to 45 seconds. Okay, Camel Barding buffed. Camels buffed. Camels up. Stocks down. Camels up. Faith can no longer be used to convert naval units. I've never, ever used that anyways. The obviously Golden Age production speed bonus now properly applies to all production buildings, not only military production buildings. I didn't even know that was going on. So that's nice. Composite bow tooltip has the correct speed. There we go. Instead of 25%. Improved processing now applies to town centers. Wow, a lot of changes to unpack here, guys. You might have to go back, watch this again, read the notes. There's a lot going on. Economy wing changes. Okay, here we go. Strongest wing bonuses weren't available until the Imperial Ages. So before, we know the only wing you ever go up with the Dark Age is the economic wing. So sounds like maybe that might be changing. Choose a wing that wasn't exciting as the payoff was very far in the future. Okay, adding more enticing options to the feudal age. Let's see what we got. Okay, so agriculture cost reduced. Oh boy, that's a lot. Cost and reduce. Research time reduced. Okay, so agriculture is going to be cheaper to get. Abbasid Dynasty. Trade wing changes. The Grand Bazaar moved from the Imperial to the feudal age. That's for trading. Cost reduced. So they're going anything they move up in age, you can expect it's going to be a cost reduction. If it goes later in the age, probably going to be more expensive. Spice roads moved to the feudal age to the imperial, from the feudal age to the imperial age, and increase. There you go. It's got the appropriate increase. Okay, so that's a big change. Will an early trade boom be possible, especially on a map like French Pass? Possibly. I did it even before, so who knows? Military wing changes. Boot camp requirement reduced from Imperial Age to Feudal Age. Wow, so you could go to military wing, and if you want to try to use boot camp in the second age, now is this going to be stronger than the economic wing still? That's going to be a decision to make. I think it's hard to pass up on half-price villagers, but it could be at least used, if not then, maybe in the castle age more commonly, instead of at the, usually the military wing is at the very end right now. The cost is adjusted. Research time decrease. All these costs have been adjusted as they've been moved around. Camel Rider shields cost reduced. Okay, so they move some of these around. So not only can you get some camel rider upgrades, because we know their camels are getting better, but some infantry upgrades early on. So military wing could be viable. Maybe go economic wing into military wing, or if you want to try to be cheeky and go into trade wing into military wing, or I don't know. There's a few options here now, and that's the point. Okay, Chinese ancient techniques cost increase from 150 wood, 350 gold to 200 wood, 500 gold. Okay, as players start in a dynasty and normally grab song early, this tech is giving at least a 10% bonus to gather rates and up to 20% for all resources. So they made this a little harder to get. Okay, Ancient Techniques research time increased. Okay, Barbican in the Sun sight range increased to match the outpost. Okay, Imperial Spy's ability from the Imperial Palace landmark now reveals villagers, traders, trade ships, fishing ships, and officials. I'm assuming right now it only shows you villagers. An insidious tax fraud scheme has been discovered by our internal investigation bureau. Come to our attention that officials have been collecting taxes more often than permitted by the imperial decree. Imperial official reprimand has been issued and the guilty have been punished. Firmer rules have been enacted to prevent this corruption from happening again in the future. So it sounds like the taxes, they might have been taking more taxes than they were supposed to. That's pretty funny. That's funny. Fixed a bug where elite fire lance or torch damage wasn't increasing when upgrading to elite. Well, that's a problem. Fixed a bug where pagodas could generate more resources than intended. Chinese dynasty changes. The dynasty units and buildings are no longer gated when advancing to the next dynasty. Once unlocked, you can always build them. That's a big change to the dynasties. Yuan Dynasty movement speed bonus no longer applies to siege. So in general, they're trying to make siege not be speedy. Village requirement reduced from Song Dynasty to Tang Dynasty. So you can get that earlier on, it looks like. Adding earlier villages allows China to create defensive garrison to resource nodes right at the start of the game. So that is going to be a nice little buff there for China early on. Villager cost increased from 100 wood, village cost rather, to 125. So they are going to be more expensive. And their health is going to match that. 500 more health for 25 wood, I guess. Granary requirement reduced. So they want you to use the granary earlier on. Building the granary earlier allows you to plan out your base layout while making the farm transition instead of trying to fit it in earlier. So some core changes how China's going to work from the dynasty to these units, their buildings. Harvest bonus is being reduced and the health is increased. Okay, so that'll be a bigger impact, I guess, on the later game. Pagoda requirement reduces from Ming Dynasty to Yuan Dynasty. Moving up the pagoda allows the dynasty building to be built in the Castle Age when players are collecting the relics. Okay, and there you go. There's the resource bonus. It looks like it was reduced. I guess that you can get it earlier on. Okay, so some changes to all those buildings. Official changes, Chinese official. Supervised production and research speeds reduced from 200 to 150%. This is a big change. Found that China is quite strong with improvements to the dynasty, and their flexibility of 200% production speed allows them an easier counter versus most tech switches. Okay, so can't buff research speed as much. Official cost change from 150 gold to 100. From 150 food to 100 gold and 100 food and 50 gold. So now it's going to cost food and gold to get this. So that might make it harder to skip a mining camp. And that's actually what they say here. They were able to rapidly accelerate their age time by skipping a mining camp and using tax to age up with their faster building production time. I've been saying for a while, I think every civ should have to at least mine some gold to age up. This is going to bring China in line with the other civilizations. They still get some gold, but it's going to make it a little harder. Okay, the Delhi Sultanate. I would expect some nerfs. Let's see what we see here. Delhi Sanctity Gold bonus reduced from 100% to 50%. So that's going to be a lot less gold there for Sanctity. Providing so much gold bonus early allowed Delhi to snowball an early lead into an unstoppable victory. Delhi mains cry out, you know I used to be super crazy about Delhi because they were like super crazy weak. But now they've gone from down here to... And now they're bringing them back down again. Delhi starting wood reduced from 250 to 200 wood. So you have less wood to start with at the start of the game. That's going to change those openings a lot. So you're going to have to make some decisions about, are you getting a mosque? Are you getting a mill? Are you building a lumber camp? This is going to impact your opening. Okay, herbal medicine moved to the castle age. So we already knew this. This was so your healing was like through the roof. This is being moved to the castle age. Orchard bonus reduced. So we already talked about this. No, for real this time, Tower Wharf Elephant has been renamed to Tower Elephant. So a new name for our Tower War Elephant. It is now officially the Tower Elephant, as they said a few patches ago. Okay, so it's different from the War Elephant. A tooltip fix. Okay. Slow burn defenses is now correctly positioned in the Imperial Age column in the tech tree. Whoop-de-doo. Okay, Tower of Victory. Attack speed increase 50% to 20%. Will the Tower of Defeat still be the Tower of Defeat, or will it now truly be the Tower of Victory? Buff is now applied in a larger attack or larger radius. Effects now properly applies its full bonus to all melee and ranged infantry. So there you go. You Tower of Victory believers out there, this could be the patch for you. Fixed a bug that would sometimes reset the food income provided by the Hussar Academy. Yeah, we knew that was happening. After producing a man armor or knight, compound defender effect is no longer active while the landmark is destroyed. Interesting. So if you lose that compound defender, you ain't building stone walls with your infantry. Delhi Sultanate tech tree now lists Hone Blades under the Castle Age. Delhi Sultanate tech tree now lists slow burn defenses under Imperial Age instead of Castle Age. So just moving that stuff around to where it's supposed to be. Okay, so quite significant changes to Delhi. The wood reduction starting, the gold reduction starting, herbal medicine moving later, less berries, and a buff to Tower of Victory. So some nice changes there for the Delhi Sultanate. Okay, we're on to the French. Red Palace now has visual weapon emplacements for boiling oil. Okay. The Arbitraire Pavis ability now increases armor by +5 instead of setting armor to 5. Okay. Fixed a bug with a French tech tree where traders were displayed in the dark age. Yeah, it's just tech tree. There's all kinds of tech tree bugs, apparently. I never look at the tech tree. Military Siege Engineer UI now matches other civs. Okay. Royal Knight Help Tech. So just some text changes. That's it. That's it for the French. Okay. I guess they said French. They're good as they are. We're going to change up their crossbow. And that's all you get for you French mates. Let me know if you like that. Is that enough? Is it not enough? Is it just good? I don't know. Holy Roman Empire. Regnitz Cathedral relic capacity reduced from 3 to 2. You know the Regnitz Cathedral was like insane power swing if you got all 3 relics. So that's coming down. I expect we'll see some more changes here. Burgrave Palace now produces infantry 400% faster instead of training units in batches of 5. So those of you who like the batch training said this is cool like Age of Empires 3. No more. Now they just do it faster. So that was probably like the only true batch training that was in this game. Now gone. Okay, Minework Palace research discount increased. Palace research speed increased. Wait, research discount increased. Okay, so yeah, cheaper and faster. So I think they're trying to encourage you to try the Minework out over the Aachen Chapel. This, along with the marching drills changes, are intended to make it more rewarding to put prelates into your main army. Okay, marching drills cost reduced from 100 food, 250 gold, to 50 food, 125 gold. So getting marching drills is going to be cheaper than ever. Great deals. These are the best deals. Cheap. Get marching drills. HRV is going to be a real force in the feudal age now. Research time reduced. Now affects prelates. Affects prelates? What? Okay, hold the phone. If you guys didn't know, prelates got a speed buff earlier, right? So they could get relics even faster than ever. Well, now these guys are going to be, they're going to be like on a scooter. They're going to be flying around. They can run even faster. Oh boy. I don't know about that one. Leave me a comment. Let me know. I think these prelates are going to be going zoom, 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 zoom. That's going to be good luck stopping them from getting all the relics. Wonder how fast he actually is going to be. Add a prelate UI indicator for HRE to be able to easily locate and keep track of their prelates. That's interesting. That'll be quite interesting. Too bad they didn't show us a picture here. Elsbach Palace now has visual weapon emplacements for boiling oil. Putting relics in a dock is no longer possible to surpass the maximum 25% attack speed bonus. The Great Palace of Frensburg, Wanda, can now properly make use of influence and the emergency repair ability. In case you didn't know, you couldn't do that before. Docks can now properly make use of influence and emergency repair ability. Oh boy, that could make their docks a little more annoying. You connect to them, you can do that auto repair. We know auto repair is a little crazy. Keeps no longer grant a spring gold when a unit is garrisoned. What, they were? The spring gold placement is not researched. Oh, so I guess that was a little bug, maybe. Relics placed inside docks no longer increase attack speed of all of the player's ships. Fixed a bug with the HRV galley archer ship was firing an additional arrow. So, some significant changes here to the Holy Roman Empire. My brother Fitzy here is probably going to be... I think he'll try it out. I think he'll probably be... I don't know. I think he's excited about it. Yeah, you lose one relic from their Regis Cathedral, but they didn't change the Palace of Swabia, which that thing still prints villagers. You can get... You could just maybe just get all the relics because you're going to be so dang fast. You have a stronger military option. I think they'll be good. Okay, on to the Mongols. Let's see. Please tell me they are nerfing I can't think of the name of it. Well, we'll see it. We'll see it. H3 landmark. The gold thing. The gold thing. Textiles has been added to the town center. Available in the cast. Oh, improved textiles. It helps them defend against raids later in the game as they have no keeps or walls. Interesting. So, Mongol villagers, they're getting beefy, just like me. Textiles improved. There you go. So I guess they can get up to, let's see, up to a lot of health. Yeah, that's math. There you go. Mongol Landmark Town Center can now be packed while at maximum population. Interesting. Improved biology now only improves plus 10 instead of plus 15 for a total of 30 instead of 35. So a little bit of nerf there. So they had extra percentages, it looks like, for biology. Okay. Fixed a bug where Mongol improved Teeth Barns did not list the collect resource. Okay. The research time was 80 seconds instead of the intended 60 seconds. So there's some small changes there. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. They missed the mark on this one, in my opinion. Okay, guys. It does look like, I don't know why the name is escaping me right now, but they didn't nerf their landmark in the Castle Age. That it's the step readout, right? The step readout that makes it so that you get extra gold. It's just like crazy. It's crazy. That's the strongest thing about Mongols. And it doesn't look like it's being a change. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that. I think that needed to be nerfed. Surprised it wasn't. I thought for sure it was going to be. Did they even nerf the Khan? I don't think they even nerfed the Khan. Oh, boy. I thought we were going to get the Mongol nerfs we all deserved, but not that I'm seeing there. Okay, Rus. Warrior Monk weapon range increased from 1.15 to 3. Way more range for the Warrior Monk. So they wants it to be able to attack behind a line of infantry with their combat buff. That's quite interesting. Their range increased. Their charge range, okay. Precision technology, horse archer, weapon range bonus reduced. So horse archer, okay. It's our intention that horse archers are countered by archers. Being speedy and then getting this upgrade. To outrange archers means units counters Imperial were too limited. So nerf to the horse archers. Buffs to the warrior monk. Okay. Looks like they're nerfing the precision technology research time. Streltsy double time ability no longer quickens their static deployment ability. We wanted the focus of this tech to be about the movement ability instead of adding extra functionality to an already powerful unit. So a little bit of a, I guess, a nerf there. Banded arms bonus range decreased 1.5 to 0.5. Large range bonus. So they're like decreasing their range left and right here, with the exception of the monk, I guess. So they're trying to bring down the range on this, I guess. Okay, Golden Gate trade buttons now have been relocated to match the markets. They no longer share double-click selection with markets. Loggia ships now have the correct upgrades applied after conversion. Fixed a bug with, I guess, hit points with the armored hull. Bug where it's cheaper to upgrade into Loggia trade ships instead of producing them from the dock. Yeah, that was funny. Did you guys know you could do that? You could make fishing boats and upgrade them to trade ships. It was cheaper than actually training a trade ship. Fixed a bug where you could place down Roost Palisade walls and still get the Wonderstruck achievement. Okay, what do you do? Okay, changes to the Loggia fishing ship. Oh boy, I'm kind of excited. I hope this is good. Slowing down the Loggia fishing ship rush. Players will now have less fishing ships to convert into attack ships immediately upon aging up to feudal. Okay, population has been increased by 1. Cost increased by 7. What is that math? 75. More wood. Train time increased. Okay, so fishing ships, it looks like they're going to take a lot more time, cost more, get more health, but it looks like their gather rates are going from 1 to 1.9 and shoreline fish from 0.6 to 1.19. So though they could take longer to create them, and they're going to be cheaper, train, etc., they're going to gather more efficiently. So I guess the idea is you'll have less fishing boats to convert, so you won't have as many to overwhelm your opponent. But that all doesn't matter if you still just control the water, because now you have an even greater, I guess, in greater gather rate, but there's has a higher population. So maybe it all comes out in the wash. Okay, interesting. So some big changes to the Loggia fishing ship. Let me know, you Roost mains. Is this good? Is it bad? I don't play a ton of Roost to really give a ton of feedback on this, but it's certainly going to be interesting to see how this affects water play. That's going to change the openings for a lot of Roost players. Okay, maps. Resource spawn tuning. Okay, let's go. Micro map size resource balance has received a pass with the goal of improving the distribution of resources between players. Isn't that always the goal? Open maps. This means objects like relics, gold, and deposits, the stone deposits, are now spawning in a tighter band for each player. They cut down the case where one spawn would spawn further away. Okay, so tweaking. On divided maps, we've gone through this before on previous pup notes. You basically just understand resources are all being attuned to hopefully be more fair. Same with relics. Just in general, the RNG of maps, they've done a pass on it. You can read this through at length if you desire. Including relics, sacred sites, spawns narrowed. There you go. The divided ones, make sure that we'll spawn 1 accessible relic and 2 contested per side. Okay, so big changes there for mass balance. Specific map changes. Okay, man, I feel like I just need to go through looking at all these maps when they release. Mountain ranges have been shortened on Nagari to provide more consistent central lake and mountain configuration. I like this. Deep water fish has been removed from the side ponds. Okay, so that makes it so that it'll be even. You won't have one side that has the deep water fish. I've been suggesting this. This is great. Relic count has been increased to spawn a base 4 relic players, 1 per player to better ensure fairness. And then I guess the contested ones. A resource spawning for 1v1 has custom tuning done on various resource deposit. Cut down to perceived unbalanced map generation, especially where the map could divide you in discrete locations. Resource like gold deposits should now spawn more squarely in each player's side of the map to avoid instances where a central contested deposit will be placed on the wrong side. So again, what we said about the changes that are coming here for map balance. Black Forest, the foresty nature of Black Forest has been reined in to not spawn unchoppable trees in the middle of your town center courtyards. I haven't played Black Forest in a while. Trade posts on micro and small maps have been adjusted to spawn closer to the exact center to help ensure more equal access. That's a good thing. Spawn reliability of the second deer herd per player has been improved. Sacred sites have been re-added to the Black Forest. I like that. I was sad when they got rid of them. Been watching for your feedback on this change. So there you go. They heard your feedback. Sacred sites are back in. Valuable way and strategy. There we go. The Sacred Sites is a very Age of Empires 4 version. So sorry for you There's 2 players who don't like Sacred Sites, but they're going to be there. You got to control the map. Boulder Bay. Oh no. Whew. I don't want to look at this. I hate Boulder Bay. We've updated the forest distribution to include more smaller forests as opposed to the few larger. And then there were, unfair spawns with them sometimes. Update the fish distribution in the bay to be more even. Find more robust solution for balance of deep water fish in the near future. What could that mean? We've adjusted gold distribution 1v1s to be spawned more evenly between players. Fixed a spawn issue where you could spawn on the wrong side of the bay on large team games. I've seen that one before. Danube River. Large gold deposits have been rebalanced. Okay, that's like that's in all these, right? We've changed the central crossing to be a stone bridge. Able to add bridges to maps. And the central stone bridge was added to the Danube River to help break up naval dominance. If you seek control of the water, you need to build ships on both your half of the river and your opponent. So you can't just swim around the whole river anymore. There are stone bridges. You can't just go over a stone bridge. You got to build on the other side. That's going to change water quite a bit on these maps. You could spawn on the wrong side. Yep, we've seen that. Mountain Pass. Sacred sites have been given a buffer, sorry, not a buff, a flat terrain to ensure they spawn correctly. Resources have been balanced. Yes. Additional gold and stone have been added for ensuring that we can generate maps with fair distribution. More gold and stone. Whatever that means. Okay, so it'll be more even sides. Okay, Confluence. Not my favorite. Let's see what they're doing. Update gold spawns to be more fair. Adjusted the crossings on the map. Now a ford will spawn on each arm of the river near the edge of the map. Okay, Ford F-150 spawn on the map. Should be interesting. Let's see how this plays out. And near the center confluence point, a stone bridge will spawn on each arm of the river. That should help reduce water supremacy and make moving land armies. Okay, so there's going to be bridges that sounds like kind of at the corner. So it's going to be easier to move between the 4 corners. That will definitely change this map a lot. The river's been straightened out to help make consistent resource spawns. Sacred sites will be placed around the confluence of the river, one in each quadrant, near the bridge crossings. Okay. And each focus felt unfocused, it could lead to more scattered map flow. So they're bringing everything a little more central on this map, it sounds like. Okay. Ancient Spires. Removed errant deepwater fish that would spawn on micro. Yeah. Wait, does that mean there's going to be no deepwater fish on Ancient Spire? I think that might be what it means. I've been saying, just take out the deepwater fish, and that would help with a lot of the water balance. Adjusted trade spawns to ensure that they do not spawn on isolated islands created by lakes. Yeah, that's very unfair. I've seen that. Okay, Altai. We fixed rare instances of sacred sites not spawning. Okay. Fixed rare case of players spawning too close to side mountain ranges and stomping out things like sacred sites and trade posts. Yeah. Okay, Mongolian Heights. Number of relics increased to 4 base plus 1 player. 1 per player up from 3 base, 1 per players. Okay, so more relics, I guess. 5, 3, 4. Or distribute them evenly across the river. To 4 base plus 1 per player. That means there's 6 relics? 5, 6. Yeah, that means there's 6 relics. Math. Hard to do. Number of contested resources all adjusted to be spawning in an even amount in order to ensure that both sides of the river receive an equal share of resources. Okay. Okay, so just general changes here, making the map better. Hill and Dale, we've tuned down wolf spawns from 2 per sacred site to 1 per sacred sites. Down with the wolves. Oh, poor Casva. We've tuned starting forest to not be able to close off a full ramp to players' plateau. Ooh, yeah, that's sometimes weird. The forest could block you in. We'll now get 1 regular forest and 1 smaller forest on their plateau. Overhauled the plateau spawn, providing a more consistent experience. Plateau sizes will now be the same for both players. Team sizes can no longer sometimes be very disproportional. The main plateau entry ramp has its size slightly increased, so that'll make it a little easier to wall. King of the Hill. Now, I'm telling you, I've been playing King of the Hill on the pup. Huge improvement from the current live King of the Hill. I hope this is still the same. Okay, so now trees are going to spawn all around the outside of King of the Hill. So everyone's is going to have trees. Instance of gold and stone being distributed in the hill unfairly. Gold and stone is going to be, I think it's more central. You should now see overall hill generation. Yeah, so even access to the hill. Remove random forests on the map. You've got this dense perimeter forest that's going to be going on there. So everyone has lots of wood. Big changes to Hill and Dale, or to King of the Hill. I like it quite a bit. Okay, added map, Mega Random. Now, I doubt this will be it. I don't believe Mega Random will be in the like ranked pool. I don't know what maps. I think they said what maps are going to be in the ranked pool, but yeah, that's going to be a custom map. It's going to be, should be a good fun time for custom games. Mega Random. These are the crafted maps, by the way. Valley Battle. I went through these. I will leave a link in the description of all these maps. I went through detail. You can check out all the maps. Click the link down in the description. Let me know if I forgot to attach it. Map bug fixes. Okay, I am not going to read map bug fixes because there's a lot of them here, but just a little bit of rippling, scaling, visual. There you go. They changed a little bit. Campaign. I personally have not played the campaign, so I probably can't even do it justice going through these tooltip changes, fixed bugs, all kinds of things. But if you're someone who has played the campaign, this will be an area of interest. Go ahead, check this out in the patch note. General fixes, controls, UI, and quality of life. So we already know we have hotkey changes. There's a new toggle to set control group exclusivity. Again, this is so that you don't have units in 2 control groups if you turn this on. Added camera locations to give you more options to manage your base. So this is going to change hotkeys quite a bit for a lot of players. That means you could set like hotkeys to be like looking at my town center, looking at the front line, looking at the sacred site, and you can have it be like F1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. So shift F1, shift F2, F shift, that's going to do that. Control plus F, an F key to save a location. So that's going to be quite different. Added a new drag camera hotkey in the settings. Add a new hotkey to clear all control groups from selected units. So making it easier to set control groups and remove them, I guess. Add a new hotkey to select all buildings by type. So like select all town centers, select all barracks, select all this or that. You get the idea. You'll want to bind those. Cycle through and select all different buildings. New hotkeys to remove selected units from a specific hotkey group. Add a hotkey to cancel the last item or all items of the selected production queue. Ooh, so this makes it so you can cancel out a queue. So you got 13 spearmen queued up. It sounds like you can press this and clear that queue out. Shift and Alt keys have been unlocked and now can be used for all the key combos. The rotate camera control has been unlocked and can be rebound because you couldn't before. Control group commands to add to the control group have been separated and are now standalone keys. So if you don't want it to be shift or control or whatever, alt, right? You can change that stuff. Select all units and select all units on screen commands are now separate hotkeys. Okay, so we're going to have to go back to hotkey school. I guarantee you I'll be uploading my next version, the updated version of my hotkey guides. So stay tuned for that. Bug me in the Discord if I don't do it. I'm going to make you a new hotkey guide when I figure these out. Mouse 3, middle button, and mouse 4, 5, side buttons can now be used when rebinding hotkeys. Yay! Now, I've been getting around that with my keyboard software, but now you can just bind that back mouse to be your all town centers or whatever you want it to be. So that's what I'll probably be doing. My back mouse is probably going to be like select all town centers. Likely. Okay, bug issues. Okay, let's see if anything stands out to me here. I'll skim this. Continue button does not animate. Freezing for observers. Fixed issue pagoda would not show. Resources. Camera march no longer visible. So a bunch of little bugs here. I think they mentioned the bigger ones up above. Okay, so you could exceed PopCap, the Lordship before. Okay, so there you go. Some little bug fixes. You can go ahead and skim through those, but nothing major. Other improvements. Okay, messaging, control settings, select unit stats cards now show the accumulated amount of bug. Now, this is interesting. I do like this one. So now when you look at a unit stats, it's going to show you like a +1 or +2 instead of you like just like changing the number. So you know, hey, this guy has he's got his tech, or he doesn't have his tech, or a buff is being applied. That's a huge change. Okay, preview presentation of the observer delay pop-up. I haven't seen any mentions about any changes to the observer, which makes me a little bit sad. Okay, improve the message notification for remapping conflicts. Yes. UI. Keyboard navigation. Okay, nothing big there. Okay, man, that's a lot. How long have we been going? We've been in this. If you stuck through this whole video, make sure you let me know. We still got more to read. But man, a lot of changes with this update. What's next? So what's next following the Season 1 update? For starters, we'll be paying attention to what you say about the changes in the forum. So if you see those bugs, you see stuff, let them know. You can also, in my Discord, I have a dedicated channel for bugs, maps, all that stuff. I've got tons of dedicated channels for every civilization. Go in there, let me know about them. I can do my best to pass things on as I'm able to. So that's really helpful. We'll plan to respond to any immediate callouts via a monthly patch if needed. I hope they do a hot fix if something's broken, because we've had that experience in the past. Okay, upcoming features discussed for Season 2. Map vote system. Player color picker. So that's such a big picture, such a big feature. We still can't put color picking in the game yet. It'll come soon. Digital hotkey work. They've heard your feedback about team game map sizes, and they're looking to make adjustments. So I think they're getting 1v1 maps, and they're going to work on team maps, it sounds like. This is an area we'll want to adjust and test over time internally. So it might not land in the next patch, but they're working on team game map sizes. Okay, guys. Boom. There you have it. Lots of changes coming for this Age of Empires 4 Season 1 update. This is launching, going live tomorrow, like less than 24 hours from when this video has been posted, and you're gonna have to come over and let me know what you think about it. If you watched this whole video, leave me a comment below, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe. We're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers, and I appreciate all of your support. I hope this re-energizes you about Age of Empires 4, and I will see you guys out there on the ranked ladder starting next week. But next week, after I get back from my trip, I'll be on the ladder. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you.